What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to talk about why most strength programs fail for athletes. If you're an athlete who's been in the weight room a lot lately, you've been getting a lot stronger, your squat went up, your bench went up, whatsoever, but you feel like it hasn't been transferring to the court or to the field as much as you hoped for, and you feel like your joints have been hurting, your movement quality hasn't been there, then this is the video for you. Well, why is that? Well, most strength programs are actually not made for athletes. They're made for bodybuilders, power lifters, or just people who like to get stronger within the setting of a weight room. And that's just not ideal for an athlete. There's way more factors that come to this than just increasing your max strength within the weight room for you to actually perform better on the court or on the field. So, with that being said, let's dive straight into it. So, with that being said, what is mostly wrong with the typical strength programs? Well, there's three major mistakes that I see with a lot of strength programs and why they won't work for athletes. First of all, there's a very big emphasis on max strength. And even though max strength is really important for athletes and is a foundation of your strength, it is not everything. And most strength programs will just build up to this max strength phase. They will just build all the way up for you to hit a 1 RM, and then that's the program, right? So as an athlete, that is good to do. You need this base, but it's not everything and it's not necessarily going to transfer to your performance. Secondly, a lot of these programs are not periodized. They are not made for athletes that train all year round. As an athlete, you're always in some type of season, right? Like you're in season, preseason, or off season. And these programs, you might do them off season, but then the rest of the year, you're not training the same way. So they don't apply to your specific situation and they don't apply to your whole macro cycle, to your whole year, to your full season plan, including the in season, off season, and preseason. And then thirdly, I see a lot of lack of movement context, meaning that these strength movements in these programs will just not translate to your sport, because in your sport you hit specific positions, specific joint angles that these programs don't focus on. A squat is a great movement pattern. You need to have it in your program. I'm not against it at all. Let's make that clear. But in your sport, you're most likely not sitting in a squat movement pattern, right? You might hit a lot of other deep positions, and the squat might be a good foundation of this, once again, a good foundation, but it's not everything. So if you don't actually train this joint specific angles that you also need in your sport, and you don't get stronger in these joint specific angles, you're not going to get better. So these are the three major mistakes that I see with strength programs and why they won't work for athletes. Then, strength for athletes, like I said in the last point, my last major problem with the program for athletes is that strength for athletes is also very context specific, right? There's a couple different types of strength, and as an athlete, you need to be good at all of these, not just maximal strength. Maximal strength is a foundation. We need maximal strength. In order to perform, we need to be strong, and maximal strength is amazing, okay? If you want to jump higher, if you have a high squat or high deadlift whatsoever, it's amazing. We need it, but it's not everything. Because we also need explosive strength, meaning we need rate of force development. How fast can we develop this strength, right? A squat, a max effort squat or 1 RM, it might take 3-4 seconds for you to go from the bottom to the top. Then a jump, it's just a matter of zero point 0.1 second, 0.2 seconds. That's really fast, but you guys get the point, right? We need to develop, we need to actually produce this force way quicker in the context of the sport. So just training maximal strength is not everything. We also need rate of force development, and we need to learn how to produce force fast. We also need reactive strength, meaning plyometrics, training your stretch shortening cycle, being able to actually be reactive off the floor and stretch your stretch shortening cycle very quickly in order for you to produce force fastly. This goes hand in hand with the rate of force development. And then we also need to train our eccentric strength for deceleration, injury reduction. We need to train our isometric strength for joint control and reactive movements. All these type of strengths need to be trained, and maximal strength is just one piece of the puzzle. So it's not everything, but it is a foundation. So that's also one of the reasons that strength is for athletes is context specific, and just training maximal strength, which is the case in most of these strength programs, is not everything. Then lastly, like I said, periodization within these programs is also a major problem. You just doing one strength program in your off season during your summer or winter, if that's your off season, is not going to change your whole performance, because the rest of the year you're not doing the strength program. Therefore, we need to find a way for you to actually get stronger no matter what time of the year it is. And even in season, even in the last run of your season when you're the most fatigued, there's still ways for you to get better and there's still ways for you to get stronger. So therefore, just doing a very strength focused block as an athlete is not the best thing, especially because this block is only focused on maximal strength, like I said earlier. So periodization is a big problem. We need to find ways to actually get you stronger, get you better, increase your performance all year round. So, what to do instead? What is the actual formula for the athletes to get stronger and to get better, not using these strength programs that are not made for athletes? Well, first of all, we need to assess your movements and we need to assess your needs. We need to look at what you're not good at and we need to look at how we can improve this. Are you not good at developing strength or power in deeper positions? Right? Are you injury prone in these positions? What does your sport require? We need to assess these movements and we need to assess your needs. Secondly, we do need to build a foundation. So working for maximal strength is not bad. There's a time and place for this. We need it. So that's the second one. We need a good foundation, because without the foundation, it doesn't matter what we do, right? Then we also need to be doing speed work and power work for you to work on this reactive strength and the rate of force development, so you can actually use the strength that we're building and transfer it to your sport. And then lastly, we need to adjust the volume based around your competition. Like I said, there's still a time and place to do everything, and you're still able to get stronger even though you have competition. If you're a basketball athlete and you play from January all the way up until April, for example, during those 3 months, we can't just stop getting stronger. We might have to adjust the volume, but we can still get stronger. So therefore, we also need to adjust your volume based on your competition. So to round this up, strength does matter. It's a foundation of performance, but it only works if it also translates to your performance. And if you guys are interested in actually getting stronger and increasing your performance at the same time, then click on the link below. I have a link where you can book a call with me and I can see if I can personally help you to guide you to the best version of yourself and the best athlete that you can possibly be. If not, thanks for watching and I will see you guys in the next video.